Did you know Tennessee has a connection to Oklahoma? We take you on a trip down memory lane.
Cycle to reduce and to reuse these things.
And have you ever wondered how Neyland gets cleaned after a football game? Well, we spoke to the group responsible.
A new delivery service has arrived in Knoxville, and we find out what that means for students. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kyla Berry.
And I'm Madison Sims. We're starting off with some breaking news that we've been following this week. The university has announced that tickets are going to come with an extra talent fee.
It's an extra 10% increase on all tickets, something Athletic Director Danny White said is part of a new revenue sharing plan. This also comes after it was announced over the summer that student tickets were doubling in price.
And this increase goes into place next fall, when student tickets will once again be raising this time to $25. The Pride of the Southland Band is an iconic part of any UT student's time on campus.
And Kelly Ballard is one of those trailblazers in the Pride, the first ever female drum major. The Pride of the Southland holds a special place in the hearts of volunteer fans on Rocky Top. Each year, the Pride holds auditions for the next year's drum major, and in 2005, Kelly Ballard made history. She got the spot. Ballard shared what that role taught her.
Feel that excitement and passion for music, and that will definitely never leave me. I hope I'm like 90 years old in a little retirement home with dentures and I'm still listening to Rocky Top and good music.
Since Ballard held the position, there have been 3 more women to lead the Pride on game day. Kelly now teaches music at a girls' preparatory school in Chattanooga.
Vol for Life quarterback Heath Schuler was back on Rocky Top last Friday to have a conversation with UT grad and longtime ESPN Game Day reporter Gene Wojciechowski, who is now a professor in our journalism school.
Our Toby Fagan joins us to break down how Schuler is bringing the meaning of Vol for Life full circle. Toby, what did you learn at this meeting?
Yeah, Kyla. Vol for Life Heath Schuler is a man of many skills, from being in the United States House of Representatives for 6 years to putting on his helmet as a UT quarterback. I went to this meeting to see how the alumni is giving back to his alma mater with his experiences. I spoke with the dean of the Baker School, and she tells me what this means for volunteers.
That VFL label, we throw it around, but Heath really is living that.
From the football field to the floor of the House of Representatives.
He ended up in the NFL, but also served his country as a congressman.
The graduate in '99 comes back to Rocky Top to share his advice.
Journalism, sports, politics, I mean, sort of cross-pollination there.
Showing what it means to be a Vol for Life.
You're getting a major, getting a degree in public affairs, it can be a little bit nebulous, like, what does that mean? So to have that concrete example of somebody who lived a life of public service, a career of public service, is super useful for students and for their parents.
Joining him was Gene Wojciechowski, another VFL giving back to his alma mater.
So I want to prompt critical thinking. I want to prompt creativity. I want to prompt a civil discourse, and if I can get students to start thinking in ways that they hadn't before.
Journalist returns to Rocky Top teaching a class on the art of the interview. Gene and Heath certainly are showing us what it means to be a Vol for Life.
Then I think I'm being a good leader as an instructor.
In Knoxville, Toby Fagan, Vol News.
The College of Communication and Information's plans to continue to collaborate to provide students and faculty with speakers like VFL Heath Schuler.
Wow, Heath is bringing his full volunteer spirit full circle. As he made his appearance on Rocky Top, will Heath Schuler return to the public office?
Yeah, Madison. He did mention to Gene during the discussions that he is considering returning to public office, but in a different role than representative, whether that's a senator, a governor, or something maybe even higher. We are yet to find out.
Thanks, Toby. We can't wait to see what speaker comes to visit Rocky Top next.
University Housing is hoping to create more living opportunities for students here on Rocky Top.
3 new residence halls are set to open in 2025, mainly for first-year students. Once construction is complete, University Housing will have over 8,000 beds for student living. The university says underclassmen already living in university suite-style halls should not be discouraged from the wait list.
Hopefully, we're doing better on our end to give students more advanced notice and info up front of what that looks like. I think being able to tell people for the past 2 years, everyone who's wanted something on the wait list has gotten something. has kind of calmed some of the fears that some parents and students have had.
The university says that you can, if you need help to navigate through the process as you prepare for the next academic year, you can contact the university housing to find out ways you can find housing for the next year.
And one of the ways the university is helping is the Off-Campus Housing Expo that was hosted last week, right after the closing of the on-campus housing application. While the university is trying to help, it doesn't relieve the stress that comes with trying to find housing.
I'm a little stressed out about trying to get an apartment at this point, but a lot of people are signing leases right now, and I have no idea where I would live outside of the house yet.
The university hopes that the new dorms will relieve some of that stress, and they're expected to be done by fall of next year. For upperclassmen, if you're still on the hunt for off-campus housing, you can visit offcampushousing.utk.edu. And as you throw your trash away in Neyland, you might see orange and black recycling bins. It's all a part of an initiative called Zero Waste Game Day.
I spoke with the people behind the sustainability work and what really goes into keeping Rocky Top green. Neyland Stadium, it holds over 100,000 fans every game day. But do you ever wonder, where does your trash go? I spoke with the recycling department at the university, and they tell me what they do with your waste. Zero Waste Game Day focuses on keeping 90% of materials out of the landfill.
Have waste stations where people are not only expected but encouraged to sort their waste either into a plastic stream or an aluminum stream.
Wyatt Miner, the Zero Waste Coordinator, is one of the helping hands in keeping game day waste-free.
Pretty successful in the past, although we've never reached that 90%. It's something that we strive for.
With so much waste, it's an all-day event that starts before kickoff.
The first one, we take recycling bags, we go over to tailgates, and we kind of go over and say to them, like, hey, like, if you guys would love to recycle, here's a bag, and then we'll come and we'll grab it for you.
Katie Cloud, the recycling assistant, is one of these workers that collects your waste.
Game days, there's just like a majority, like a big group of people, and we want to do our best to recycle, to reduce, and to reuse these things.
Fans are a part of the Zero Waste Game Day initiative every time they put something in the waste container.
By first reading what's on the bins and making sure the materials go in the right places.
Next time you make your way into Neyland, make sure you put your waste in the designated bins.
And when these things are contaminated, such as covered in food waste like plastics and cans, they become extremely challenging to recycle.
To be a helping hand in Zero Waste Game Day. In Knoxville, Kyla Berry, Vol News. Wyatt tells me UT plans to do a zero waste race against another school for a football game, but the team hasn't been decided yet.
Last year's race was against Georgia, so they hope to keep the momentum going.
September is National Recovery Month, and UT's Rocky Top Recovery partnered with the Elevate program and the McNabb Center to paint the rock in awareness for recovery.
Our Clarissa De La Cruz was at the rock painting. Clarissa, what does this event mean for students?
Yeah, guys, as the drug addiction numbers continue to increase in Tennessee, these organizations are trying to make an impact right here on Rocky Top. I spoke to the organizers behind the event on why they paint the rock and what raising awareness means to them. For National Recovery Month, students and staff came together to paint encouraging words of hope for awareness for those in recovery from substance abuse.
The McNabb Center, the largest provider of mental health resources in Elevate High School, collaborated in allowing students to come and paint the rock for National Recovery Month. Grace Harden, Rocky Top Recovery Ambassador, sheds light on the event being held.
Rocky Top Recovery partnered with the McNabb Center and the Elevate High School, which is a local recovery high school in Knoxville, to raise awareness about Recovery Month, which is September.
The Elevate program is a recovery program designed to support students struggling with substance misuse in a supportive learning environment. Students can get the help they need, but also build relationships.
We're just so glad to have these community partnerships to help us paint the rock and host other events on campus that just raise awareness about recovery and our organization.
Andrew Ross, Elevate principal, uncovered some exciting new changes for the high school.
Currently, right now, we're in the process of starting a brand new school, and my hope is by the beginning of 2025, construction will start on that school to be able to house many more students at the Elevate program.
More students can now get the help they need, along with support from the Elevate program and the McNabb Center. For more information on Rocky Top Recovery, go to wellness.utk.edu. Knoxville, Tennessee, Clarissa De La Cruz, Vol News.
The group will be back in October to paint the rock to advocate the end of domestic violence. If you want to get involved in the next painting, check out the Center for Student Engagement to find out more details.
Thanks, Clarissa. We told you last week that a new delivery service has come to campus, and this week we have all the details.
Our Grayson Thatcher brings us along for the ride with Snag.
We just want to connect with the students as much as possible, try and make them feel as connected to us as well.
It's called Snag. Coming from California, Knoxville is their 11th location.
It's for students by students. A new delivery service with a twist.
We run off of electric scooters, so on top of 99-cent deliveries, we have competitive pricing and speed.
Scooters driven by other students. Snag only hires University of Tennessee students. Kevin Doherty joined the team right away.
I'm from out of state, so this is just kind of nice having people outside of like my in-school activities and stuff, so it's been great so far.
It's like a delivery convenience store. Their warehouse holds over 2,000 products, and they are just getting started.
It takes a little bit to get to our peak potential, but we're seeing a lot of excitement around the city, around campus, and we're excited to see where it goes from here.
To try it for yourself, download the app, choose your location, and it will be at your door in just 10 minutes. In Knoxville,
I'm Grayson Thatcher, Fall News.
You can also find job applications on their website, snagdelivery.app.
And tonight kicks off Morgan Wallen's first performance at Neyland Stadium. Only 3 others have had this opportunity before him, and you might be surprised at who was the first.
Our Cindy Brackett spoke to concert goers from multiple generations about what this means to them.
Neyland Stadium is the home of the Tennessee Volunteer football team, but every once in a while, it changes from a football field to a stage. Back in 1984, Neyland hosted its first musical guest with the Jackson 5, just 2 years after Knoxville was put on the map with the 1982 World's Fair. Mark Cowan was freshly out of high school when the Jackson 5 came to town.
When it was rumored that he was coming to town, everybody was ecstatic.
However, there was a setback.
It's going to be hard to get tickets. Tickets were going to be $30 a piece, and I thought nobody was worth that.
Though $30 today seems low for a ticket, with inflation, that would be around $84 today.
But it was Michael Jackson, so we all decided to splurge and go.
According to Ticketmaster, tickets for Wallen at Neyland range anywhere from $75 to $3,000. This has not stopped fans, however. Allison Seaton is a senior at the University of Tennessee who plans on attending tonight.
I'm going to Morgan Wallen. It was not initially my plan to, but my mother was very sweet when she asked if I wanted to go. And
although it was not planned, Seaton is still very excited.
It'll be a great experience seeing someone perform in Neyland, especially since I normally only go to Neyland for sporting events.
It is expected 80,000 fans will attend Wallen at Neyland, putting him at 3rd largest performance in Neyland Stadium, just behind Garth Brooks with 84,000 in attendance.
The doors for Wallen open up at 6:30 p.m. and the concert will get kicked off with Ernest, followed by Hardy. Our volunteers traveled to Norman, Oklahoma this weekend to take on the Sooners in their first SEC game of the season.
We're now joined by our Chief Weather Specialist, Lauren Zaring.
Thank you, Kyla. Weather in Norman should be fair on Saturday night. Skies should be mostly clear at kickoff with temperatures sitting at a very hot 93 degrees. Throughout the game, temperatures should cool off slightly. However, I would definitely dress for warmer weather. The chance of rain during the game is low, but shouldn't be ruled out. We'll talk about our forecast here in Knoxville this weekend later in the show. Back to you.
Thanks, Lauren.
And when we get back, it's been a busy week for sports here on Rocky Top.
We break down the connection UT has with Oklahoma that you might not know about.
And we'll take a look at the record-setting game for the Lady Vols volleyball team. It's another big week here on Rocky Top in the sports world.
Carson and Brooklyn join us now to break down everything you're missing over the week. Take it away.
Thanks, guys. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Rocky Top Sports Report. My name is Carson Lowry.
And I'm Brooklyn Harrell, bringing you up to date on all things sports here on Rocky Top. What do you have for us today, Carson?
It's a homecoming for Josh Heupel. The number 6 ranked Vols are traveling to Oklahoma this weekend to face off with the number 15 ranked Oklahoma Sooners. This is a big game for the Vols, not only because it's a top 25 SEC matchup, but also because they are facing off with Coach Heupel's alma mater and former team. Heupel won a national championship and won AP Player of the Year as Oklahoma's quarterback in 2000, and then coached at Oklahoma before he was ultimately let go by Bob Stoops. Heupel revived his career in Missouri, and UCF has led a resurgence of Tennessee football now after coming off of a huge 71-0 win against Kent State last weekend. The Vols are looking good going into this game, and it's revenge time for Coach Heupel. With College game day in attendance for Oklahoma's first ever SEC matchup, the stakes couldn't be higher. Dylan Sampson was a standout in last weekend's game, rushing for 101 yards and 4 touchdowns, all in the first half, making this his 4th straight game where he rushed for over 100 yards. Sampson is now tied for most rushing touchdowns in all of college football and is top 10 in the country in about every other stat you could think of. Thanks to another 120 yards and 2 touchdowns from Deshaun Bishop, the Vols went into halftime with a 65-0 lead. This score set a school record, the largest point total in a half in Tennessee history. But the offense isn't the only component to this team. The Vols defense is on fire. Since last season's Orange Bowl, the Vols defense has gone a total of 16 quarters without letting up a touchdown and has allowed just 6 points this season. Let's hope the Vols can keep it up and come out on top this weekend in Norman.
Speaking of Vol victories, last Saturday our volleyball team played Coastal Carolina University, bringing home the 3-1 win, breaking the school record for aces in the games and moving up to 15 in the rankings. Yesterday, Lady Vol volleyball killed Western Michigan, literally. Specifically, Nina Chayek, who broke the program record of 42 kills in a match. The record was last set all the way in 1988. That mark has only been done twice in NCAA Division I history. Talk about record-breaking Vols. The Vols took the W out of WMU, winning 3-1. They play again on Friday at 2 p.m.
On Monday, 2 Lady Vols soccer players were awarded with SEC weekly honors. Thanks to her lone goal during the Lady Vols' big win over number 5 ranked Memphis, Mac Midgley was awarded SEC Co-Offensive Player of the Week. In the Lady Vols' win over Memphis, goalkeeper Ali Zazzara picked up her 6th consecutive shutout, earning her the award of SEC Defensive Player of the Week. The number 23 ranked Lady Vols hosted Ole Miss last night in their SEC home opener. The Lady Vols took down the Rebels 2-1 thanks to goals from Kate Runyon and Sammy Woods. The Lady Vols will head to Tuscaloosa this weekend to face off with the Alabama Crimson Tide on Sunday at 7 p.m.
Off the pitch, our very own Tamara Carpenter met with junior defender Muriel Croflin, a German student who transferred to the University of Tennessee this offseason.
Hello everyone, today I am at Regal Stadium where the Lady Vols are gearing on to take on UCLA in today's match. I had the opportunity to speak with Muriel Croflin, outstanding player for the Lady Vols, about her journey from Germany to the U.S.
I grew up playing soccer in Germany at the academy, so I moved out when I was 14 and stayed at the Olympic Training Center. And I trained there every day, and I sometimes would see the professional players out there and would kind of see how their life was. And then I graduated high school, and I was really close to that, and I was like, this can't be it for me. I don't want to just play soccer and do nothing all day long. And then I heard that the U.S. was an option, like really short term. It was already February of my senior year in high school, and somebody reached out to me, was like, hey, would you want to play? And I thought it was great. I do enjoy school sometimes. It was perfect for me to combine school and soccer. I didn't want to quit just yet, but I really wanted to go to college. So it was like a unique opportunity to combine the both.
Croflin, who hails from Germany, has an extensive soccer background. She has played in over 15 matches from the German youth national team and was named Most Outstanding Player at the German Futsal Cup in 2019. She has also played a key role in leading the German youth national team to victory in the Four Nations tournament in 2020. After a stellar career in Germany, Croflin made the move to the U.S. to continue her journey at the University of Oklahoma. During her time there, she appeared in 40 games, starting in 38 of them and scoring 8 goals.
A lot of things are different. First of all, the season is different. At home, we play all year long. it's not as intense. The rules are a little different. You can sub as many times as you want, and it's very physical. So the physical part, as a freshman, I have to get used to a little, but overall, it's a really fun time. It's a younger team than I would have at home, so I'm really enjoying it.
Coughlin made the move to Rocky Top here at the University of Tennessee to continue her soccer career.
Tonight was a pretty special moment because when I first heard about college soccer was on YouTube. There was this UCLA gymnast who would make videos about being a student athlete at UCLA, and in one of the videos they would go to a soccer game. I was like 13, 14 at the time, and I saw they have soccer there too. That was the first time I heard it, the first time I thought there would be something cool that I could do. And today playing UCLA here is kind of a full circle moment, thinking back that was the first time I heard about college soccer. For me personally, just enjoying this new place, getting to know everyone. I'm also getting my master's done, so hopefully doing that well during the season, and yeah, just have fun.
Reporting from Regal Stadium, I'm Samara Carpenter. Thank you, and back to you in the studio.
This past weekend, Vol Tennis served winner against MTSU at the Hidden Duel tournament. They racked up 15 singles wins and 6 doubles. Alejandro Moreno ranked 111, won a singles match against Indiana's number 59, JP Van Assendelf. In 3 sets, Shizuki Mitsui is now at 95 career singles wins after the weekend in Murfreesboro and is now nearing the 100 win mark. The senior would be the 3rd Vol in the past 2 seasons to hit that mark. Hopefully that kind of victory follows them to Oklahoma this weekend as they prepare for the ITA All-American Championships running from the 21st to the 29th. That's all the sports news we have for you this week. I'm Brooklyn Harrell.
And I'm Carson Lowry. Now we send it back to Maddie and Kyla at the desk for more updates.
When we get back, we'll take a look at the new Haslam building and the impacts on other departments.
We checked in with the history department to see how they're doing after the move.
Hey Vols, let's talk about our forecast here in Knoxville this weekend. Today has been a mostly sunny start to our weekend. Hopefully temperatures will cool off within the next few weeks, but unfortunately not this weekend. Temperatures will get up to around 90 degrees and drop down to the low 60s later this evening. Saturday will look almost identical, mostly sunny skies with highs in the upper 80s and lows in the low 60s. Sunday should be a partly cloudy end to our weekend, with temperatures getting up to 89 degrees and dropping to around 62. That's all the weather I have for you this weekend. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Lauren.
It's been a full semester since the history department was moved from Dunford for the construction of New Haslam.
Our Alexis Brunson spoke with them to get an update on how they're settling in.
Many concerns were raised by people like Dave Strickler, who is a fourth-year PhD candidate in American history, when it was announced that they would be moved for the construction of New Haslam.
The sense was we're being treated as an afterthought, and the effect is going to be devastating for the department.
Their concerns only grew as the university laid out its original plans for their new placements.
They wanted us to share offices. They wanted faculty to go into cubicles. It was not pretty.
So, Strickler helped organize petitions and events like a town hall meeting to bring their concerns to the university.
Rory Finney and Lauren James, we sort of got connected early on to say, we hear a lot of people are really upset about this and no one's doing anything. So let's do something.
And for the history department, it was a huge success as they were able to move just across the street to the Stokely Management Center, as Susan Lawrence, the head of the history department, explained.
It's really a long process, but we are grateful that in the end, the university found a space for us.
And while the new building has some downsides, many people within the department praise the new space and their growing sense of community.
We're here and we engage in conversations and we talk in the hall, and you know, it's got this really good vibe.
The history department is looking forward to everything that they will do in this new space. In Knoxville, Alexis Brunson, UT Today.
The history department was not the only one moved due to the construction of the new Haslam building, but they do consider themselves lucky. You may be walking around campus asking, what are these small white bugs floating around?
Our Grayson Thatcher found out what they are and if they're a risk to your plants.
They're just everywhere. I swat. I don't like bugs, but I love being outside, so it's just a little bit of a hindrance.
They have a white waxy covering, making them look like ash.
Or a snowflake that is flying around like in late summer. So
those little white fuzzies that you've been swatting away, well, those are bugs.
Even standing here looking around, they are floating all over me.
It's called a woolly aphid. They're common across East Tennessee. You can spot them almost anywhere.
Any trees and shrubs is there, like, as parks and parking lots.
Entomologists say they won't hurt you, but your plants could be a different story.
It can affect sometimes like the plant growth and vigor.
She says there are some easy ways to get rid of them.
You can try putting like a forceful stream of water through the garden hose or something. Other than that, like if you want to like prune the infested branches, like that also is an option.
But if you don't want to do all that, there's one more way. Wait for the cold weather. In Knoxville, Grayson Thatcher, Vol News.
That's all we have for you today, but we'll be back here next week.
Until then, have a safe weekend and go Vols.